Hello. In this little video, I'll tell you how to set up your attendance in Moodle. So it's really simple to get started. Should be one of the first things you do as you start out. So ignore announcements for right now. I'll get to that in a minute. But go to that little button that says Add a Resource. It's right here. Add an activity or resource, and you'll see that button appears under every topic. So I'll get to the topics in a future video. Click to add an activity or resource. Now, here you see that I have several that I've starred. Probably if you're first starting out, what you'll see is all. And it can be overwhelming. Different systems will have different plugins, as they call it, set up. But just start out by looking for attendance. And it's right here. And you can set attendance to be graded. I never do. I always, for my classes, you don't get points just for coming, but it's your choice. Ignore grade category for right now. We'll get to that in a future video. And then click Save and Display. What did I do? You have to have a value for right now. Okay, I'll put in a value of 1. We can change that later on. Okay. Then the next step is to add a session. Now, a session is anything from an individual class period to a whole year's worth. So let's say I have a class that starts on August 30th, for example, and this class runs from 8 o'clock. Let's make these 9. Let's say it goes 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, just for an example. You can use the little button here too if that's easier to find the dates, or just put it in how you want. If you want to, you can type in a description like normal class, or let's not call it normal. Let's say it's an English class, English 10, for example. Now, I don't want to do this for every day of the whole year because that would just take a lot of time. So instead, what I'll do is click on multiple sessions and say, I want this session to repeat every, let's say it meets 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And I want it to repeat. I'm not going to count the number of weeks, until I'll just put in a date. This class will go until June 2004. Now notice when I'm doing this, I'm not marking holidays at all right now. I'll just put it in for every day. The student recording is a feature that you can choose that allows students to record their own attendance. And you can put that in, and if you're teaching older learners, or an elective course, this might be okay to do sometimes. With this, you can either have them sign in with a random password or a QR code that they would see, and that will appear right when it's time for the class to begin. Students mark that they're in, and that can be really helpful with large classes or older learners. I'm not going to do that though. I'll just leave it like this, and then click Add. And what you'll see is your attendance block is recorded for the whole year. On August 31st, I just come in and I'll take attendance by clicking on it. Now, there are no students yet, but once you do that, you have present, late, excused, or absent, and you'll have an option that lets you mark all as present, or just however you want to mark it. It's very simple to set up. Once you have that, you can see reports that will show you which students have come, which days. You can export it to a spreadsheet if you need to. And I would recommend download the mobile app for Moodle to your phone, and you can do all of this through your phone every day. No more paperwork required. Now, you don't have students yet, so that's the next part. So going back here to going back to the general part of your class, let's go to participants. Now, you, as a teacher, you can't, most schools won't let you add students to the whole system. Probably they have a system administrator who does that. So let your system administrator put the students in, and then once you do that, you can just click Enroll Users. Hopefully they have cohorts set up where, like, if you're teaching grade 10, you would be able to click grade 10 and all the students for that class will be listed. But if you want to add students one by one, I have a sample student here, for example. So let's add that one, and I'll put my son in. And then you enroll those, and they appear here. And now you have your attendance set up. You have your first participants. If you think, oh, I'd like to see attendance first, you can just slide it, click and drag, and move it up. If you don't want your students to see that part, just hide it. So you have several little choices to make it just more user-friendly for you. So that's how you get your attendance and your participants set up. Hope this helps.